We're good.
Cool.
All right. Well, it's your boy, Dustin from the Flying Chariots, the Rise podcast. And yeah, I got a special episode here because I got some of my favorite girls that we had on the past episodes on our show. So we got Heidi Pop, Aurora Diamondheart, and Julia Kidman. And we're ready to kick the shit because we haven't seen each other in forever. And I want to hear what's going on in everybody's life since I've seen you guys last. So when we start with Heidi Pop, what's new?
Sure. Hey, Dustin, how are you, man?
Good.
Hi, ladies. Yes, all is very well. I know
Good.
since I've seen you, and I'm going to have you next week. I started the Synaptic Circle. It's a new little series, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I'll bug you all ladies later. And I'm just really enjoying that. And I'm still lead educator. And we ran into a snafu this week where I have the outdoor classroom. The the tarp came down, the poles fell.
No.
Like we got some situations going on, and the weather's turning. So I'm already kind of nervous about this next week.
Yeah.
But I do have a teepee, so I think we will be okay. So that's been on my mind. There's nothing paranormal about that. I'm just like, what do we do with the kids? And these are cute little Starseed kids, so they're like adventure time, and I'm like, yes, but I'm old and this is exhausting.
Heidi, I love what you're
So-
doing though. Like you're getting, because like the curriculum is it's just such a significant issue of how, like, of what happened. Like, how did we get here? How did we allow all this stuff?
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of people speaking out of the truth, but not really doing something about the curriculum or retraining with the knowledge that we've learned. Like, so you're like, that's a
what I get to
huge,
do.
dude, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So I'm so
It's
grateful
really
for
fun.
you.
Thank you. We're working with crystals. I do Matthew Scalar toning. We do frequency work. The kids talk about the portals. We grid the classroom. It's really cool. And it's right now, because we're an outdoor classroom, we really work with the land. Like, what's the land telling us? That's why, like, this is going on. And I'm like, I got to put this as part of our curriculum. It's not like school's closed. It's like, nope, we lost our shelter and we're doing our shelter block. Like, what did the natives have as their shelters? What do the fairy houses look like? Now we're like, what do we do right now?
That would
So
be
I'm
amazing if
trying to
you could
incorporate
create
all
like
the things.
an online place, or like or books or stuff, so in like, charter school, or like, a series of schools that they can utilize your curriculum and what you've created, and like to make a huge difference globally.
There are some plates twirling. I can say that. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you, Julia. Yeah. Maybe down in OC. I could come down to OC and
Right? And if you need a course, if you
find all
want the
those little.
kids, if you want someone to teach remote viewing, I will be there.
Oh,
Oh,
that's awesome. Yeah, that would
that'd
be
be cool.
epic. So fun. The moms do, like, one of the moms, I'm like, where have you been? She goes, I'm writing a script on remote viewing. I'm like, these are my parents, like they're awesome. We're all finding each other. So that's
I
what's
met
so
this
cool.
opera singer, and oh my God, she's amazing. It kind of reminds me of in the Fifth Element, how that being like sings, like she can sing like that. Like she's impressive.
Oh, yes.
I wish I knew her YouTube channel at the top of my head, but her kid, she has two sons, and she'll do remote viewing. Like she'll be like, well, where is it? What's in my pocket? Like where I'm like, oh my God, can you be my best friend? Like how long have you been doing this with them? And the difference it's made, and speaking to these kids of how, when you're teaching them things like that. I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It totally does. Sorry, Bo's making appearance. You know what I keep in my fanny pack? Because I wear a little fanny pack around with like band-aids and stuff and crystals. Okay, well, I have those cards, that you quiz kids. You lay them out and they have to guess if it's the wave or the triangle. I forgot the name of them. They're always in my pocket. And so, yep. And so I take it out for my own kids. Like, we were waiting in line at Universal. I'm like,
That's awesome.
What am I holding up? I'm like, keep checking them. So yeah, there's some little mini trainings going on, but
yeah, and I find it really
but
cool
that's what
that
I'm doing.
Yeah, I find it really cool that these parents find that their children have special like powers, or they something about them is super unique, and then they come to you, and that's so
there's
cool.
that, and I tell you what, there's something else. I think the kids are even more powerful because it's like the parents are like, I don't know why I'm supposed to be here, but like they're just guided there, and that's the kids doing, I think. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. yeah, dealing with a lot of that kind of fun stuff. So I fell into that, Julia, just like 2 years ago, because I was in that motion picture for 30 years. So I was red pilling. I'm teaching everything I can on set. And then I walked away from medical choice, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have kids. I need to like pay attention to my kids. And then it went boom, 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 boom in that direction. So this is kind of fresh. So that's what's been going on with me. And since I saw you, I think I was an assistant, Dustin, the last time
Yeah.
we taped.
Mm-hmm.
So I stepped into lead. And so that's when they
cool.
gave me the freedom to add the woo woo and
cool.
Change some
Congratulations.
things. So that's been
awesome.
the difference. Yeah. Other than that, I'm still weird and I still have my giant this picture because
I'd say Aurora's a star seed or indigo child, aren't you?
For sure.
Yeah.
So one of those things, you know what I'm saying? I'm not from this place, but I'm here. I'm in this body in a human suit and doing my best to live a human life. And but yeah, I guess I think the thing that I've been studying and been most interested in lately, for one, for me, it's always about dreams. Okay, like I have a lot of prophetic dreams. I have a lot of precognitive dreams, so to speak. Okay, so I'm really trying to figure out like how to hone on that, like how to pull in things from those dreams to figure out like what's going to happen, in the future. Like how can I use those to help me? But the other thing that I've really been getting into lately that I think is a fascinating subject is shadow beings. I know it's a little bit darker, but like that type of stuff kind of really fascinates me. And ever since I started going into this subject, a lot of crazy bad things have been happening to me. So I'm almost like a little bit afraid to like to keep going. But at the same time, I'm like, is this just Pluto? Because this just Pluto's energy? Like, I don't know if it's that or if it's that I'm actually like under attack of some sort, because I'm like, it's been like one thing after another, after another, and after another. And I don't know if you guys know about Barry Littleton or not. You know Barry Littleton, right, Heidi? Yeah.
love.
So love Barry Littleton. And so I've been watching a bunch of his videos because he really goes into a lot of these different really cool subject matters. And one of the videos that I came across was about inorganic beings. And what got me kicked off on this, I'll just tell you right now, is Carlos Castaneda and his work specifically called The Art of Dreaming. Okay, which is like basically teaching people how to come into awareness. This is what I was trying to say earlier. Coming into awareness during the dream state, okay, to take control of the dream. So that way you can go travel and explore different things, right? Things of that nature. So anyway, I'm watching a video of Barry's and he's going into inorganic beings and how they leave clues behind, right? When they are messing with you. Because basically, star seeds like us, okay, a lot of times when we're in this high frequency, we kind of have like a shield around us and we're really good about shielding ourselves and everything like that. So they have to come up with a new way, a new tactic, like a chess, not checkers, like a chess type moves, right? Yes. And so they'll start doing little things in your life to chip away at that shield that you have up, to specifically to try and get to your heart space. Okay. Which I've already, like, that's how I got on this path, was they basically crushed my heart with traumas. You know what I'm saying? And that was what I had to come to this realization, which is a huge, long story I'm not going to get into right now, but I had to do a lot of work on my heart to get that re-going, get that reactivated, and to be able to feel love again and stuff like that. But some of the clues that he was saying that they leave behind is like they mess with your car, right? They mess with the car fluids, electrical stuff. They mess with your house, the electricity in your house, the plumbing in your house. Let's see, what else did he say? There was another thing that they mess with. Oh gosh, it's not coming to me right now. But basically, like, that's literally everything that I've been going through lately. Like, I've had nonstop car issues, okay, like nonstop house issues. My basement flooded. This all happened last month, okay, where it's like, yeah, where I had to have my bumper put on twice, my front bumper re-put on twice. Okay, I had to have my front brakes and then my back brakes done. All
And
right.
when did you start looking into shadow beings? Like a couple weeks before
a couple
that?
weeks ago. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh
Shit.
no.
So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be swearing on
You
the
can cuss
stream
all you
here.
want. No,
Oh, thank
please.
you. I
You
appreciate
know who has
that.
you know who has really good information? If you guys come across Nathaniel Gillis, he's like a demonologist,
I don't
and
know.
he
Okay.
speaks about
Oh, that
like
was yeah.
for thousands of years, like this has been going on where, there's these entities that they're like, because he's like, he's looking at SETI different of like, they've been doing this for thousands of years and they're thinking that their intentions are going to influence the type of beings that show up. But a lot of the times it's just like conjuring and how like there's so many similar things. And he talks about how, so like, there's these like how I think it was in the 16th century or 17th century, like they would show up. They showed up. There's all these women, these different accounts talking about how they was their husband and they were intimate with them and they conceived, but then it shifted and morphed into another being. But they appeared as the husband. So the way and Nathaniel,
Wow.
he talks very dramatic and he's a Leo, he's like very effective with how he talks. And he's saying these stories of like these beings are showing that that there is a intent of what the woman thinks about with what type of soul comes in. And I was like, wow, mom, what were you thinking about when, you created me? But,
Intention is
like,
key.
yeah, like the intention of what type of soul and everything. But another thing is like sometimes we'll think they're another thing to remember is sometimes what we say are demons or are disembodied humans that like were
Yes.
murdered, like
Earthbound
we're
spirits.
right. They're disembodied humans. So we're putting this darkness about like they were once upon a time human, right?
Yes.
Like, and then there's levels to that. Well, maybe some aren't. Well, what are those? And then, so I think there's also like levels of ourself, like future versions of ourself that comes back and tries to like communicate things. And then you have ancestors and,
Yes.
and then just spirits that are just, trying to help. And then, so there's all these different things out there that it's like we're not really taught about and then sensing those things. But it seems to be like they get in where your weakest point, like where you're wounded, that's where they're gonna fester in. And
Bingo.
that's why it's about strengthening up. Like and that's like right, the hard part. There's all of our battles. Like I'll let you know when I figure that out.
Yes, yes.
Damn.
You said something really interesting there real quick. They actually, okay, a lot of the time spirit talks to me through examples. They'll pop like TV shows that I've seen, okay, or movies that I've seen to tell me, to communicate stuff to me, okay? And one of the things that you just mentioned, they popped into my head just now, this anime called Demon Slayer. And it's one of the most beautiful animes, I have to say, when it comes to the ideal of having compassion, but still following through with the act of needing to end the demons. Okay, because the main character, he becomes a demon slayer. Okay, and when he goes to these certain demons, all right, his job basically is to find out at what point during their human life that something happened to them that broke them and made them choose to go to that darkness, and then that darkness overtook them and they became this demon. Okay, and when you do that and you get that demon to go back to that point, that's when the opening is to slay them. Okay, and to end that. All right, and so I just thought that was really fascinating. And you're right, there are so many different things when it comes to this subject. The things that I'm talking about, these inorganic beings or the shadow beings and stuff like that, they weren't even created by God, according to this one guy that I've been studying. His name was Thunder, not just Carlos Castaneda, okay, but this other guy named his name was Thunderstrikes, and he did an interview with Art Bell on Coast to Coast AM, and he wrote a book. It's called The Song of the Deer. I just bought it. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but he was going into it and he was saying that these shadow beings weren't even created by God. They were actually created by us. That is our shadow aspects that have basically taken on a consciousness of their own, and that they're 2D beings. That's why they appear so black, that they're not even 3D, they're 2D. And yeah, and they basically he compared them to like maggots. Okay, so like maggots have a job, all right, where they'll eat, like, okay, he gave the specific example of how his grandmother, who was a medicine woman, healed a rich man's son in the village by using maggots and some walnut husk or something like that, poultice, and that the maggots ate all of the rotted tissue away, but they didn't touch the living, good, healthy tissue because that's not their job. They don't like that. Okay, so supposedly, like these, if you have these negative emotions around you, these shadow beings will be attracted to that because that's their food source. You know, so you have to try and find a way to put a cap on that, okay, and figure out what it is that, like, get control of yourself and be able to take responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions. Like, we are responsible for that.
Sure.
You know, and yeah. So someone else.
I heard
There you
I
go.
heard something
I
about
love that.
I heard like if you go to like a haunted place or something like that, like these ghosts could be like a parasite to you when you leave their house and you bring this thing
Yes.
back with you.
And
And
they can start to influence you depending on what type of person they were. You know what I'm saying?
sure,
Let's say they were
That
an
sure.
makes me
alcoholic of
think of
some sort, you
like it
know,
makes me
and then
think
you
of
suddenly want to drink. Yeah, go
like
ahead.
electronically, like some type of system, you know, like if you know, like our subconscious happens, or like an AI, more older AI system, like if it's like created there, like where it's like a force field, you know, like an energy wave or something. It makes me think like it's that's interesting. I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to think about that.
No, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think you all just helped me add my curriculum coming up. It's more protection. Teach the kids to
Yeah.
protect themselves a little more. Very important. Children, there's these
Definitely.
holes. No, I'm just-
Yes.
yeah, no, but it is. We have to have these tools to navigate all this stuff, right?
But I
And
do always say that like demons are like a personal trainer, you know, where it's like they show you where you need to strengthen. Like you're not like amped to do it, but they show you where you need to like get stronger at. Like, ooh, yeah, like
Yeah, for
it.
sure.
It's like a compass of like right in this area here. You know, there's a woman, Alba Weinham,
Wyman, yeah.
Weinman. Okay, did you ever see the
Mhm.
one where it was God, he was actually really good looking. Where he was like he had a past life on like reptile on Mars or something. But what was interesting is the part where she does a body scan and he was talking normal, right? And then the whole time she did a scan, and then all of a sudden he's like talking like this. And it was a he had said prior to the session that he had like a pain in his leg that he wanted to figure out. I forget where exactly, his calf or something. And when they did the scan, she brings up this being came up and he's like, oh, there, and he's talking different and said he was in Shasta and that's where he saw this guy. And he's like, his light was so bright, you know? And so he like became an attachment onto him. But then she's like, how did you die? And he had gotten shot in the area where he had his pain, like in his calf.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
So
Man.
he latched on. And so she's like, you know, she speaks to him and, you know, his whole vibe and everything changed. And it's just so interesting to like watch that interaction and then that come up. And she's like, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, will you walk him? Like, said his name to the light. Like, it's okay. And like crossed him over. But that thought form of like, you know, what latches on to us. And then I always feel like the heavy metals amplifies that amplifies
Yes.
things to
Thank
attach.
you
And
for saying that.
parasites.
Yep.
Yes.
The more
Yeah.
loaded you
Yeah.
are with parasite,
For
it's
sure.
like as above as below, is within
Yeah.
it's able to like there's total correspondence there. And like I speak at the alien event. One time I was on a panel. You should have seen their faces of the other people in the panel because I was like, when I said this, I was like, the alien invasion's already happening. I'm like, it's happening right now and it's inside you. And they're all like, what? You know, like, Julia, what? And I was like, yeah, if you look at a
Sweet.
parasite in a microscope, they look alien, right? And they're here. And guess what? They're wiser. Like they go off of the moon, they excrete things, they know how to multiply. They know when they could like polymorph, like morph if you're like using certain things against them. They're very
Wow.
advanced. And so realizing too of like, oh, the Essenes, all these groups, it was all about cleansing, purifying. And these holidays that were taught are religious holidays weren't what a lot of them were. Like originally it was like cleansing. So you knew when to cleanse and you regularly cleansed and purifying. So it seems to be like We've been up against this battle for a long time. Like it's been a thing. So I feel like that goes hand in hand completely.
Yeah.
100%. I couldn't
Wow.
agree with you more. In fact,
Uh,
that's exactly the other thing that's been happening with me lately is I've been doing a parasite cleanse.
mm.
And I know it's like
They'll demand. They send out a fluid demanding. That's where I'm like, God, there's so many alcoholics or addicts that like they relapse thinking and they feel horrible about themselves and they feel such guilt and shame when it's like, dude, you have parasites that are excreting. I forget the name of the fluid. It sends out a signal to your brain demanding
like
for that. It
ammonia.
wants the sugar. Give it to me now. And
yes.
so the brain doesn't know the difference. And so it's taking this command and it's like a third party, but you don't realize it's a third party. You know, they took out parasite stuff in 74 out of the curriculum, you know, in medical schools.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like the
Unbelievable.
root of most diseases.
I know. It really is. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Parasite
I
cleanse can
remember,
overturn pretty much
I
everything.
remember like in the 1940s or 30s, they were taking tapeworm parasites just because the women wanted to lose weight.
Lose
Yeah.
weight. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty bizarre.
Yeah. They really do take over though. Like even as I'm doing the parasite cleanse, I can feel them not like they're fighting me. It's making me feel like afraid of death. Okay. I'm saying like a lot of things about
Shit.
Because
death
they're
is coming up
dying.
for me
Because
because
you're
they're
feeling
dying.
them. Mhm.
Yes. Yes. And it's been the strongest that I've ever experienced before. And I'm just
Wow.
like,
Wow.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, I am
You're
going to
gaining,
kill you.
you're
You
gaining
know,
control
How
of your
long?
life.
red. Like,
How long have you been doing this? Like, are you at the start of it or
no, okay. I'm at
did
probably
you
at
get to the egg
like
part?
a week and a half now, maybe 2 weeks almost. So it's like, it's just been so intense though. And I'm just like, okay, it's like, I'll go to sleep. I'm like exhausted from having worked and, taking care of the kids and everything like that. And normally you go to sleep and you wake up and you feel refreshed and you can get up and you can move. And I'm like waking up more in pain than I ever before, and I'm like, my whole body is hurting. And I'm just like, when's this ever going to end?
Oh
Like
no.
I can't
It
keep
will.
doing
It
this,
will.
but it will. And I'm going to keep going because you ladies are exactly right. And yeah,
Dude, you're getting
parasites.
control of your health. You're getting, I mean, and they're trying to like scare you and
Oh,
that's
they
why,
are.
it's important to do
Hmm.
five days on, 2 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off, 2 weeks on of that, 2 weeks off. And the reason why you do this for 90 days is because they're so smart. They send a signal to their kin saying multiply, multiply, multiply. And so people will kill the adult parasites, but they won't get the babies. They
Mm.
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
have
the
the
eggs.
timing
Yeah.
down. And so,
Mhm.
like, and the mothers in the 30s, they knew like you deworm your horses, your cows, your cats, your dogs, and every like fall and spring, kids would have to drink castor oil and molasses and diatomaceous earth and wormwood. And every culture, like, does parasite cleansing, but you like using herbal mixtures that were like passed down from the grandmothers. And, but it like in the 50s, it kind of like died out and it started to become like parasites are a third world issue, and but parasitology and fungals is huge now too, but it was taken out of the curriculum in like 79. Became like, oh, well, I'm not gonna, go overseas, that's a third world thing, but um getting like staying strong and knowing like you're gaining control of your health. You know what parasites, their drug of choice is? You know what they really are after? uh, Serotonin. That's your happy hormone. They're literally
No,
stealing
That
your
was
they're
sugar.
stealing
Those
your happiness.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
that makes
And so
so
I'm
much
like,
sense.
that's why with the moon, that's
That's
why
super
when you
deep.
full moon, they're coming out to
Yes.
party and they're in
Yep.
tune to the moon and you bomb them. Like you get something sugary, like what was it? Hippocrates, he would do, okay, this is not medical advice. You gotta like say that. I don't even know if I could say this, but
Yeah.
he would
Allegedly.
take
Yeah.
like
no.
a sugar cube and turpentine and like draw them out, and that's the extreme way of doing it. Like that's very extreme. I think Jennifer Daniels has like a great protocol for that, but there's like all these other modalities. A great first one is Dr. Hulda Clark. That's a great like, hey, I'm new to parasite cleansing, don't completely freak me out. Like that's a great place to start. But like just know you're gaining when people are like, Julia, I want to be able to remote view. I want to be able to have visions like you and blah, 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 to cleanse. You want to know how to do it? Go
You
sober
have to
and
start with
cleanse.
that.
Do a
Yeah, yeah,
parasite
yeah.
cleanse, then do a heavy metal cleanse and a liver flush because a lot of the times those heavy metals and sub things will get stagnant and locked in your liver. And so, and then do that. And you know what I always say? I always dread doing a parasite cleanse. I'm always like, oh, and I imagine myself like, I don't know why I have the worst attitude about it. Like, I'm like, I'm going to be bed rested. I'm going to have no energy every time, no matter how many times. Right. And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. And I'll delay it. Like, I'll procrastinate because I'm like, oh, it's the worst. I don't want to do this. And then I do it by day two. It's like a high. And I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me this? I'm like, Julia, you wouldn't believe them. You would like, you were going to be like, oh yeah, now I want to cleanse because this guy, because this person's saying I'm like the highest frequencies ever, the most clarity, your mental clarity, your energy, everything. It's like the insight, the way you feel, because you're like, it's like these energies, the devas, your angels, whatever you want to call them. There's an energy field that starts to work with you when you begin to cleanse. You tap into an energy that is supportive, and it helps on top of gaining control and getting more of your serotonin. So I'm just telling you that because sometimes you want to like give up because they're literally battling you. It is the spiritual battle begins in the gut, period.
Yeah.
It's in the gut, and
I'm
you have
right
the
there
good
with you.
versus the evil, and it's when the evil overtakes and is dominant in the gut, then you have an evil realm going on there, and it's like you got to like balance that out. You have to, because you can have good like bad bacteria, but you just can't have it overflowing and it being dominant. So it's about like making it symbiotic. It's in dysbiosis, you're making it symbiotic and you're taking control, and but like that warrior type mentality of like, you're not going to take my happiness anymore, man.
Yeah.
You out, like, and like, you're going to feel so much better. And I'm just here to like root people on, like, you could do this because I know it could feel so overwhelming because they're effing with you, like chemically.
Yeah. They
You
truly
said-
are this time. I need your number after this. I need some.
Yeah. Anybody?
I need some
yeah.
more of that information again.
You said an
So
important thing though, starting with the liver. You got to get the liver ready to flush everything, and then the heavy metals, and then you hit the parasite. So it's not just like a couple week thing. You're committing for a
it's a
thing, and
couple
you've got to
months.
commit through it. Yeah, I'm going through the liver one now to try to do another one, and because I'm like I don't feel ready to take all that toxicity on. I got to flush my liver a little bit, then get the heavy metals, which they constantly hit us with.
Yeah, you guys,
And
we're being bombarded on a
always
whole
have to
nother
be doing
level.
Oh my God.
It's war out there. What we're being
It's not
sprayed
one and
with,
done.
what's in
Yes.
our
Yeah.
water. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Like,
There were
Now
literally
you
I could
and
see
I, Julie,
6
are
chemtrails around here yesterday. It was all over the place. Wait, what? Wait, toilet
Did you hear
water?
that in California, or is it just LA? It's now Gruesome Newsom. He
Oh my
is
God.
doing the toilet from toilet to tap is the new program. And there it's like, because they're going to
Dude,
save the planet.
we
Oh
should
my
be doing
God.
desal.
My
You guys, we're
God.
right next to the ocean. Where is our consciousness that we are right next to an ocean and we're not doing desalination? Really? We're just going to, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm right there with you. I get laughed out of rooms when I bring that up. Like, I'm telling you, if they can figure out all these other things, and they can figure that out. They just do that to keep the puppet strings going. That's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah.
And to keep you sicker. So this whole new program, I'm like, damn it, my filters are going to go through their expensive filters. They're going to burn through them even faster now because I'm dealing with feces and things. And I'm
so
like,
that's
Oh
the thing
my
is like, you
God.
guys, this weather, like the transit wise of like what's coming up and stuff, especially in April. Okay. These energy, there's a lot of planetary transits. And basically, what the good news is, especially in April, pay attention to insights that come to you. And things are going to be very like situations like that where you hear, oh, toilet to tap. Well, that's a brilliant idea. That's a huge business idea. Like in these weathers, what I'm saying is that millionaires and billionaires are made in these types of energies that we're entering, especially in April. Pay attention to what comes through to you and what you're noticing of like, wait a second, like with the water, toilet to tap. Gosh, well, I found this amazing filtration system, or I created this one, or I can 3D print this part and come together with this guy and combine this knowledge to offer clean water or this solution where you boom, like where you can create businesses and solutions that just give you abundance and help heal. Like,
yes.
it's powerful.
Yeah. That's solution based living. Instead of going, oh no, this is happening to us. Like, okay, what am I gonna do about it? And then find the others and do something about it. Yeah, yeah. It's time.
Crazy.
So I'm poor little sweet cheek. So you're mid parasite cleanse / shadow beans /
Yeah.
it's just like bam, bam,
It's
bam.
like
And
boom,
your
boom, boom,
mother.
boom, boom.
Your
Yes.
mother doing it on your own.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
I should be fanning
Yes.
you right
Yeah,
now.
we should all
Yeah.
fan her.
I think I
Yeah.
should not have put on a sweater. I think that was just the wrong choice for the interview here, ladies.
Aw.
But yeah, and I'm working 40 plus hours a week, door dashing people's food to them, which I enjoy. I love it. I do love
Sure.
it, but it's a lot. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a lot to try and figure out how do I have time to do my full-time job and take care of my kids and grocery shop and cook and live stream and do these types of shows and plan for a conference and
Wow. Yeah, you are busy.
ah,
And you're fighting shadow beings too at the same
and
time.
fighting shadow beings on top of it.
And ridding
Well,
my
that's the thing.
parasites.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're gonna
well,
feel
that
so much better by the time your conference comes. Oh my gosh, you're gonna
I hope
be.
to God. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
You're gonna
my
be
god.
literally floating there.
But that's I hope so, right? That'd be sweet. I would love to fly in there with some wings or
She's like
something.
levitating.
Yeah.
But
Things
exactly.
levitating.
You picked up on it. But that's the thing about these fucking shadow beings, these inorganic beings too, is that it's like, why do I have to be so fascinated in them? Because when you notice them, the more you notice them, they notice you. That's what catches
Sure.
their attention.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm like, damn, I've always wanted to know about these because ever since I've been hearing about them, like from years ago, I mentioned this on my one of my live streams too. It's like I used to watch this show called The Dead Files all the time, and I loved this show. And she would bring up the people who would see shadow beings and stuff like that, and I would just be like, I need to know more about that. You know what I'm saying? And now here I am finally discovering it, and I just feel like I don't know, I'm being hit, guys. I'm like, it's a combination of all of these things, and
Poor girl.
I'm spent. I'm spent.
But you're so strong. It's nothing you
You
can't
are.
take. Like you were
I
given these
I'm
tasks for a
It's
reason, and
true.
you're just like
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
God,
the darkness
you're a
before the
warrior.
dawn,
yes.
before your brightest. It's like, all
It's
right,
it's one
the
reason why I
training.
brought all these girls together so we can give you some
Well,
positive energy and then we can
thank
all
you.
be
I
better
appreciate
friends
that
at the end of this. Yeah, sure.
No,
very much.
sometimes we just need,
The
there's something about
cleanser
this place
check
where
in.
we just get like amnesia. We forget how powerful we are. And that's where, like I tell people when that criticize me or whatever, I'm like, dude, I got that covered. We each have that covered. Like there's something about this place where we battle these thoughts. Now, do I trace, can you trace the call and be like, this is coming from this, that, whatever, for whatever reason, we have negative thoughts about ourselves all day long, every day. And so sometimes so we need reminders. And so we're just here to remind you, like, dude, keep going. You're to the fact that you're even doing a parasite cleanse is like huge. And it's gonna shift you and catapult you. And it's literally the answer. I mean, you've gotten to the root and it's gonna help with so much. Like you're doing it. So I'm proud of
I
you.
Mhm.
well, I can definitely tell. Like even this morning when I first took my little capsules, my parasite cleansing capsules or whatever, I can feel the energy and the kick and the clarity come in when those are first being digested. You know what I'm saying? Like now, towards the end of the day, I'm a little bit more like, oh, But when I first take them, I can feel it. I can feel the clarity going
Parasites
through
are
my
most active from like
yeah.
9 o'clock, 10 p.m. to like 3 in the morning.
That's true.
Wow, that makes sense.
Actually, I talked to this one woman who is a nurse, and she said that she talked to a guy that had a parasite. It was a tapeworm that grew so much, and it wiggled it wiggled out of his ass at night. And this woman noticed it, and she like, what the fuck? And she grabbed the scissors and like snipped it, and it shot right back up his ass.
Oh shit.
But the fact that you wake
Oh
up in
my
the 3 in the morning
God.
of this like the snake thing coming out of his ass, like what the
Oh my
fuck?
God.
Oh no! And the
That
fact
is
that she even like took a
crazy.
scissors to cut that shit. Oh no!
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
Sorry.
that's a brave
Sorry.
Like
woman.
Yeah,
we all,
right.
yeah,
That's a
we
great
all dated
visual.
a few parasites or two, didn't we?
Oh my gosh, yes. Million time, yes. That was
Oh
so funny. That
man.
was my ride to LAX this afternoon, take my mom home. She was visiting. And we
Mm.
kind of went through my repertoire of fellas and a lady. And and
Oh.
they were all addicts, all this, all that. And it led to a parasite talk.
Uh,
And I'm trying to get her on board with that one. But I was like, after each one, I'm like, and then there was the alcoholic. he's dead. And then there's like 3 dead. Yeah, I would like have this history of these. Yeah, sorry. That was a side note.
No, that's all right. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I know. I thought about that. I'm like, what, Julia, what is it within you that like attracts certain like level of
Moth to the
darkness? I'm like,
flame.
I like it. I think I really
Scorpio.
liked it.
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Scorpio, it's a
Scorpio.
Scorpio thing. Well, I also had a thing too where my dad was an addict when I was young, and he chose his family. So he sobered up. He stopped absolutely everything and said no. After he was kicked out for 2 years, but he came back and he chose us. So I think my inner child was picking these guys, like I can fix them, and because I was the goody two shoe girl.
Sure.
And then nothing ever worked, and then that's how I got introduced to so much crazy stuff. But I had to go through that. So
Sure.
I don't know.
Plus, most of us
though,
like
that,
reject, like
all.
we're all so busy rejecting such parts of ourselves. Just think, like we're thinking harsh things about ourselves and feeling bad about, like, and it's like, so we kind of attract someone that does it. We're like, and we do this people pleasing thing, and that's what you're going to see this year too, is really seeing people, being like, I know, like a lot of breakups and being like, no, man, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. Like, I value myself. People finding their voice, getting into their purpose path. And, it's going to be, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of crazy energies coming in. It's going to be like a shitstorm, but it's also going to be a lot of rainbows, like a lot of forward growth, a huge purge. Like we're purging what isn't working for you, that has you on the highest trajectory, will be ripped out violently, like vacuumed out, where it's like, whoa, and knowing that ahead of time kind of helps.
Definitely.
And call in those ancestors. Like, you can tell the kids in class that too. I'm like, how many kids do you think are in the class? They're like 13. I'm like, there's hundreds of people here. It's your ancestors. Call those peeps in and help you out. I'm like, I need a little help here. Armor up. And then you just feel the shoulders go back and you're like, I love that power up meme where it's just like, the light comes all around you and you're just like,
I love that meme.
The next time we tape, or you're going to be like,
that's right.
I love that meme that says
today, by the way.
It says walk like the meme says walk like there's 2,000 ancestors behind you.
Yes, that's
and that visual is powerful because oh wow, like they're behind me, and behave that way because they are with you. Like things and visions I'm shown constantly is like in such a beautiful way of like where it'll show me, like to show them, like to the person, like every step where every step it shows that, like down to their foot and into the grass, like we're helping you every step of the way. But they show in this like amazing cinematography way where I was like, oh my God, how do I even translate that? But like, hey, they're with you every step of the way, literally. But and it almost seems like an ancestral video game where like things, for them to go certain places, they have to help you, but it's almost like Sims and they're guiding you from like, like an interstellar time and space. You can't see them, but you feel them. And, the way it speaks to you is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what guided me to get another cleanse going. Not just the health thing, but it was like, I want to feel that again. The fog started coming in, and we got really hit hard this year.
Sugar will cause like in that clear connection, big time, cane sugar.
And I went hardcore. So the whole family did. So I'm like, I want to feel them again. And so then I'm like, that's it. And so I'm preparing my vessel.
Yes.
Shit some worms.
God, you're so awesome. I love how animated you are. You're like
it's the kombucha.
The light, is it?
I do get cracked out on it.
The life size of Betty Boop. That's why all the old guys are going gnarly over you. They're like, especially Jim.
And my grace.
Jim likes you.
Yeah, I did Betty Boop on stage a few times. Sally Field, that was my other one.
That is awesome.
That's how old I am. And lemon water. That cracks me out too. I'm just like, yeah. Long gone are the days of cutting lines.
Heidi, what do you use for your heavy metal cleanse?
Zeolite and bentonite clay and activated charcoal. It's kind of like boom, boom, boom. And then of course tons of cilantro. Thank God I love it. And lemon and that kind of stuff. And I watch, what is it? Pumpkin seeds. And I do have scram. I have scram for when I'm like, okay, I can't. The chlorine dioxide. I'm scram and chlorine dioxide is for the parasite part, but the metal is the zeolite and bentonite and charcoal. And then when I jump into parasite, it's the chlorine dioxide. Lexi Eisenhower, I've been pals with her, and I refer people to her protocols and stuff. And usually her little videos are easy for the mom groups out here to follow and stuff. But when I make it, I weaken it. And from the kids, I call it power water because they're just like, whoa. And I'm like, it's power water. We can do it. And then they're like, so we drink. And I told my daughter, I'm like, we're preparing power water. A session of power water is coming. And they're like, oh, for the love of it. And I'm like, we can do it. But that metal stuff, honestly, I can feel my body start here, and it just starts, it burns like hell back here.
Yep.
The cerebellum and stuff fries, and you just feel it start to come out. And then you're like, okay, I am ready. I can begin.
All right. So wait. So you do the scram and the chlorine dioxide together?
No, I have both, but when I'm not in the power water mood, or I have not finished a bottle of scram. Like I
oh really? Because I just went through my first one. That was I just did a
Isn't
whole
scram like
one.
7 pills? Don't you have to take like 7 or like 10 of them?
You start with 1. And then the next day you go to 3. And then by the 4th day, you're taking 10. And you keep taking 10. And I've been taking 10 to 14 a day.
Wow.
Like until they're gone. But I got a second bottle because I'm like, no, I need to keep going. I'm like, I can tell.
Are these like horse pill size or what?
No, they're like normal capsules.
Okay.
You know,
That's
like
bad.
I mean, I'm really good at swallowing pills, so I mean, I can take almost 10 of them at once. I'm like, I'm fine, you know, like slam them, you know. But yeah, I know, I'm good like that. I used to be into drugs. So no.
Moon and Virgo, like, come on.
I was a pill popper, yeah.
Find me a Moon and Virgo that didn't want to, you know, party.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys
have you cleansed, Dustin?
I have not. I've never done any of these things that you guys had talked about. It makes me wonder if I have some like
everyone is loaded with parasites, you guys. We are loaded. Oh my gosh,
like, and once you totally clean out, you can get filled in again. You're not one and done. You have to,
you're supposed to do it every 6 months. So just twice a year.
Every 6 months. Oh.
Every 6 months. Well, I have to look into it.
I was literally just looking into Global Healing liver cleanse kit again because I did that last March and I couldn't believe how amazing I felt after I did it. And I can just feel it. You know, I can feel it. It's time. It's time so I'm like, do I wait till after I finish the parasite cleanse to do the liver cleanse? Okay.
I don't know. I take things way too far though. Like I'm extreme. I got Mars and
oh, I
Leo.
love that.
Like, what's the most extreme route? Let's get these guys out. Like I'm thinking like a general. No, bomb them. We're gonna bomb them all. We're gonna bomb them all now. And it's like, whoa, dude. I take it so far. Like literally. But
I love the way you think.
Be careful how far you go.
I'm right there.
I know.
It gets
Heidi, I don't know how not like. Trust me, it's like it's part of one of my struggles where I'm like, Julia, just go easy. And it's like, what? Like, I just go so hard with everything.
I went so hard the first round, and I started sharting and stuff. So I was like, I think I went too far.
I said, holy shit, girl.
I do too much.
You know what's funny is like a friend of mine like referred me to this guy who I guess he's Joseph Smith, like living relative or closest living relative. And they put me in a group chat and was like, this is Julia. She will help you with parasite. You know, he was like, Julia, he wants to do a parasite cleanse. And I just thought like, should I be talking about this? But so I had told him, like, I gave him all these options and he looked into it and I wasn't sure if he started or what. And like, it was yesterday where he was like, oh my gosh. It was like an update of like, why are they like, he was frustrated. Like, why are they so strong? I passed this one, I passed that one. And, you know, I'm pretty sure there was like one that came out of my cheek. Like he was freaked out because he wasn't, I don't know if well, especially a lot of these men, I think they're like, yeah, bro, like I don't have any, you know? And so, and a lot of us were just in the dark. We've been just like I said, in the 70s, they took this out of the curriculum. Like we were in the dark about cleansing. So there's a level of denial. And so I think that it can get overwhelming. He's at that point where he's like discovered all this, like, oh my God, how to get rid of them. And then it could seem hopeless at one point because you're like, oh my God, they're so inundated. When does this end? And then thinking, wait, I have to do this again in 6 months. But just realizing it's a process, hey, bro, you ate like a lot of raw fish for like 2 years, it's kind of in like everything, but feeling empowered, like, but just knowing if you get frustrated, like keep going. I'm telling you, man, it will extend your life, your skin, the benefits of your skin, the way you feel. There's just so many benefits. So it's like if you could just battle
mental health. Mental health helps
dude,
so much.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a big one for me. And I never fell back into it. Even
Good.
Go ahead, son.
And I was gonna say, I just started taking mushroom gummies, like the lion's mane and all that. Yeah, just last year,
Yeah.
and I felt so much better. Like again, this
awesome,
clearer mind. Yeah, it's got a little bit more energy than usual. Yeah, again, I don't really dabble into this stuff, but yeah, again, I was curious, and yeah, I like it. I'm gonna continue.
We're all gonna be spamming you with like
parasite
checking in.
How's your shit? I love lion's mane, but like it'll make me an asshole. Like it will keep me out of my heart. Like where I'm boorish. Like I work out really hard, and it's like I gotta make sure everything's clean. Like, and I'll get like too aggressive, so I have to take the capsule when I do take it. Now it's only like when if I'm really like lethargic or dragging or worked out too hard and I'm sore, but like I have to like empty out most of the capsule. And I think what I've noticed too with some women that I've told, like they can kind of get like negative thinking and like obsessive thinking sometimes on it. So I'll be like, whoa, how much are you taking? Whoa, dude, 1,000 milligrams.
Wait,
what are you doing?
Lion's mane?
Yeah, dude, it's like
that's in my freaking mushroom coffee.
Huh?
What? That's in my mushroom coffee that I take every day.
Dude, that could make you got to watch that and dial back on that, especially with the parasite. Like when you're doing that as well, you're more sensitive. You're going to be absorbing more of it. It's going to amplify all their shitty feelings, all their shitty chemicals.
Well, thank God we have Julia here to tell us this.
Add another thing on top of it. Yeah.
I thought I was just coming to talk about the mall, Miami Mall.
No, but this obviously needed to be discussed. Like, there's obviously, this is the real. Just think of how many lives this could benefit instead of coming out here and talking about UAPs. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
Like as much that's fun. We could talk about that all the time, but like this is the kind of knowledge. This is the real esoteric. This stuff that empower you and heals you. Like, sorry guys,
no, please. That's why I have this platform.
Today.
That's why I have this platform for you girls to have whatever's on your guys' mind. And yeah, again, yes, I haven't heard a lot of this stuff before, so this is great. I think the audience needs to hear this. So great. This is dope.
Awesome. Good.
So look into your lion's mane. I don't know. Look into your mushroom coffee and like just try to control. Like if you do want to take the lion's mane, the droppers, or like make it to where you can dial back on the amount, because just a little amount goes a long way too. And then you want to take it. You don't want to take lion's mane like 7 days or 6 days, like 5 days, and like have like 2 days off. At least 1 day a week where you don't take it.
Okay.
Some of those coffee mixes though are so minute. They're not the power. Like some take lion's mane on their own or something. Some of the coffees, they have a mix of the different mushrooms.
Yeah, it's like 5 different ones.
It's very,
like
tiny.
Turkey's tail and all that.
Turkey tail. Yeah. I don't know what mine is, but yeah, I switched to that. I used to drink a whole French press. Imagine me on an entire French press of Armenian coffee. Wasn't even a little Armenian. I was like, press it. Now I'm like 1 packet of my little mushroom thing in the morning.
Bucha, same here.
That's my crack. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I gave up caffeine for like years. Like I started drinking coffee again in like August or September. Like I used to be like such a Debbie Downer. Like, oh, do you want coffee? I'm like, it strains your adrenals. And now I'm like back, like now I'm literally having coffee again. I'm like, dude, I love this stuff. Like, how did I go 5 years with like no coffee?
I slipped back into drinking coffee again a couple months ago. And I noticed though right away that my body got so used to having it that when I didn't have it, or when I would drink it in the morning and then the crash would start to happen, I became a whole nother person. I was just like,
Theacrine, if you want to wean off of coffee, get the Theacrine capsules. And then you take that, and that's the green tea extract. And then you wean from there, and then getting off of the theacrine is like easy. So
Yeah.
Is that
switch
theamine?
over to
L-theamine?
theacrine. Huh?
Is it L-theamine? Theanine, I
No,
mean, or
theacrine.
trine? Okay. Okay.
TheaCrine.
Oh,
The
okay.
green tea, it's a green tea extract, and then you swap over to that.
Oh.
I got a
I
bottle
just
just in
I
case
just
I want to
was
stop.
like, I was just like, I'm done. I was like, I'm going straight back to the mushroom coffee, and I quit. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
And you
But
probably
I
don't
still,
dip
every now
anymore
and
after
then,
that, right?
I want to. I want to so bad, but okay, no, we're
Do
not
you
going to.
crash though in the afternoon now, having done the mushroom? You're back on that?
Um,
Because it never, I don't feel that lull anymore.
no, no, not so much anymore. It's usually I just usually just by the end of the night, I eat something and then I crash, and then I pass out. So,
Mhm.
which I don't like either. I want to be able to stay awake a little bit late, but it's like, no, my body's like, oh, you ate food? Oh, guess what? Good night.
Good night.
Sleep is so special though.
It
Sleep is the
is.
best.
It
That's
is
the
good.
next best healing thing, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like detoxing and sobriety and cleanup and good sleep.
So how
Yeah.
many hours of
Good
sleep do
sleep.
you girls get usually?
6. Like it seems I seem to like average 6, but wow, dude, like if when I hit 8, I'm like, oh my God, this is
Yeah, right.
amazing.
That's what I average about eight or nine, I think. Like, depends. But although when the cat was, I think you might have missed, my cat just passed,
I'm
and she
so
was
sorry.
hospicing. He hospiced for a while, so those were
Mhm.
like having baby times. I was like every 2 hours I was up, and I
Yeah.
was still functioning, but I could feel my body like, you need sleep. So I finally got my first chunk. And I usually sleep away from the giant because he's a snorer. So I just slept on my own and away. And I had like 8 hours. And I woke up like, and waited for the birds to fly on my fingers. And I'm like, I'm rested. It's like I have the
You
best
know
day
what?
ever.
Birds would fly in your fingers.
Mhm.
My kids too, though. That's a big thing. I hate how they have school start so early and stuff. They
Right.
jack up the kids' sleep cycles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have friends that go in regular schools, and we're like, I can't believe the amount of hours they sleep. It's scary. It frightens me. So my kids are like 10 still.
Heidi, you have the best voice. Like you should narrate like your
No, seriously.
voiceover work. I'm like, what can I utilize her voice on? Like
Hey,
everything.
She could do cartoons. She could do everything.
I've done a couple little helper things like sizzle reels and like little demos for friends and stuff. But
I was gonna
that's
say,
cutthroat too, though. Boy,
I'm
the VO
surprised.
out here is
It pays a
cutthroat too.
lot,
I'm
like
surprised
ten
It
Disney
thousand
does.
hasn't picked you
dollars.
up
It
yet.
does. I think because my shield is too strong for Disney.
Yeah, right.
They know I'm to talk shit about
Yeah,
their
right.
CEOs and
I
stuff.
see that 666 in there.
We've seen your podcast.
Yeah.
No work for you. Yeah, no, I do love voice stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of
you do have.
obnoxious, but it also is it's fun as an educator to have such
Oh
a rubber
yeah,
face and all my
sure.
voices. The kids are usually like,
Oh my God. Oh,
I can
you have everybody
hypnotize
else
them with
like that. Jesus Christ. I'm like,
It's
you're
called
very
being
fun.
spaz, Dustin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was to say you're very fun to watch and listen to. So
I always
It's
talk
a lot.
about
It can set people off.
like people's voices, like their tones, it unlocks
Mhm.
things in our DNA. So
Sure.
sometimes somebody could just be literally reading like a nursery rhyme, but there's
Sure.
something in their voice that you absorb and resonate.
Yes.
Like,
I totally agree.
and
Yeah.
our
So say,
DNA emits light. So it's like other things that are absorbed and communicated, like sounds and stuff. So like
exactly
your
right.
voice, I could it totally makes sense to me. You're reaching children, you're reaching an audience
Yes.
of why you would have such a, there's an extra magic within your voice that resonates like
Aw,
DNA
It's
level.
it's intoxicating.
sweet. I still got it.
You still got
ASMR. Now follow her for her ASMR videos.
Yes.
It's
OnlyFans
awesome.
voice edition.
Yeah, right. Oh my
Yes.
God. Jesus. You would have a fan base. That's awesome.
Oh, you guys are cracking me up.
There's some ASMR girls that like their rent's like $8,000 a month. They're killing it.
Wow.
Killing
Yeah,
it.
right?
Oh, wait, that's bad to say. Killing it. They are doing very well. They're doing very well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you never know.
I might have to switch headphones real quick because
Yeah,
my
go
headphones
ahead.
are getting ready to die. So just give me 1 second.
That's totally
I'll
cool.
be right back.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have to do some tarot card readings soon too. Boom, boom, boom.
Ooh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Ooh.
But no, this is so
This is
cool
so
though.
nice.
I'm so happy everybody's just vibing. Really, it's awesome. I thought everybody would get along. And
He's like, I knew this was gonna happen. He's
I
I
like,
was just
know.
yeah,
gonna
I
I
say.
made
did.
this
I was just like,
happen.
this
I
is
think he's
awesome.
proud. I think he's
I am
proud. He's like,
proud.
yeah, I did
Dreams
this.
came true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I popped on. I'm like, I was reading your mind, Dustin. We have like
Yeah, no, we
blue
got the
with the
same
white. I was
outfit
like,
I
going
oh,
on.
almost wore
okay.
blue. That's so weird. I saw a
Oh, you
vision
I
like
should
you
usually
have.
wore
wear
blue.
black.
I put it on and I was like, what do you know? It was so tight. And I was like, I don't feel like being constricted. It was kind of dressy, but I kept getting like, wear blue. I'm like, I don't want to wear blue.
Oh,
It
that's
was
Isn't
so
that
crazy.
funny.
funny? That's
And
funny.
then
I
Aurora's hair
usually wear
is
black.
blue as hell. Yeah.
I
Damn it.
know,
I
and seeing it
missed
in
the
person.
freaking clue. I missed it. I should have done it anyways. You know, we'll see what happens when you go against the visions and the
Hey,
intuition.
see, you should have worn the blue. The blue is where it's at.
No,
I
I
know.
get
Look at
it.
that blue
Damn.
hair.
Damn
Dang.
it.
Mhm.
Are
Yeah.
you redoing for the conference? Are you gonna
Oh,
keep it?
yeah. I'm actually gonna redo it here shortly. I'm gonna get it a little trim. One of my good friends actually sent me money and said, "Please get your hair done." I was like, "Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna do." Yeah, no,
beautiful.
they wanted me to. Like, it was in a nice way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Okay, I'll get my hair done." And but I'm gonna redo it soon. But then I am gonna redo it for the conference too because I have to be popping for the conference.
You
You
have
know,
to.
it has to
It's your
be. You
it's your
know.
jam.
But
So do you have
my
to,
other
do you
my
have to
other
bleach it
headphones were
all
dead,
again?
so I don't know what I have my other headphones on the charger right now. Oh, and its charger's not plugged in. Awesome.
Good.
Awesome, guys.
So do you have to
Um,
bleach your hair, all of your hair
oh yeah,
again, just to get
no, no,
or
no, no,
just the
no,
top
no,
you
no,
bleach?
just the roots, just the
Oh, okay.
roots.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but my hair is dark blonde, so it doesn't take
Okay.
much
Sure.
to get it the right white that I need to do in order to put the color on it because this was in May. This is the last time I did it was in May, and this is the
That's
color that it is
it
still.
grows
It was
out
the
gorgeous.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. It really fades really nice. I still get tons of compliments on it. I was actually thinking about doing it a turquoise blue this next time just to
Ooh.
Hmm.
see how I would like it. Like I've done it before that color and it kind of reminded me of like the ocean. It's called cyan blue,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
that dark blue is my favorite. The dark blue is my favorites. But
Stick
we're
with
gonna
you.
see. We're gonna see. I'm gonna do the turquoise this next time, and then I'll decide for the conference what I'm gonna do. So speaking of, everyone watching this video, come to the conference, the Journey to Truth conference in Grafton, Illinois, May, including you, Dustin. Would you just come,
Yes.
Dustin?
I need to.
Would
Everybody,
Yeah,
you?
you
the
do.
other guy, Jack, is telling me I need to go to. Again, or be
Yeah.
part of these conventions or get like a little,
They're activations. That's what
yes.
they are. Come and
Is
get
there,
activated.
is there a website for people to get
Oh
some
yeah.
tickets to get
Yeah.
to the, yeah, if you
Rebels
can.
of Disclosure.
Okay.
Rebelsofdisclosure.com, I'm pretty sure is what it is.
Are you going to be presenting?
No, I'm not presenting.
So you're
I'm
you're
just
going to be
going.
you're going to be like giving readings?
I could. I could. I mainly just go for my friends. I just go to hang out and stuff. I mean, you never know. Maybe one time. But I just try to get as many of people as I can to come to these things so that way we can all hang out and actually get to know each other in person because it's just such a different experience than
Yes.
when we're all just watching each other's podcasts and stuff like that, or even just texting on Facebook Messenger and things of that nature.
Absolutely. Our
Mhm.
heart
Yeah.
fields. That's what it's
Yeah.
really about. Because
Hmm.
it's like a lot of these conferences, you go in, you've heard it all before,
Yeah.
especially,
I
kind of
know.
thing. Or like, or if you follow the person, you've heard them, you've heard them say that and you're going to hear them say it again. So, I just feel like you're going there to exchange like that heart flow and to get in the space and
Exactly.
you could finally like let your hair down and allow to have yourself be yourself, your authentic self and have conversations you're not really allowed to
Yeah.
say most of the time to discuss. There's so many barriers and so many limitations on that, or like, you don't want conflict, so you can't really
I
mention that.
agree.
So
Wait,
that's what it's really about. We need that. We need that energy exchange
exactly.
in that
Yeah.
heart, that electromagnetic heart field space, like vibing.
Well,
Mhm.
the whole thing that got me on this path was some of the most, okay, when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I'm not going to get into a bunch of my huge long backstory here, but I had like basically 4 years worth of different dreams. In 4 years, I had all these different dreams, and these dreams were like days long dreams. And then the first major conference that I went to, I asked Spirit, I really like Matthew Morgan, who I follow a lot. He kept like encouraging people to come to this conference and stuff, and like said it was activations and stuff. And I'm like, man, I want to be activated. And so I just said to Spirit, I said, I would really love to go to this conference, but I can't really afford to go. I'm like, so I'd really like it if you guys could make it so that way I could work for the conference and maybe even be paid, And the next day, the woman who was throwing the event texted me, messaged me, and she said, how would you like to come work at the conference? And she said, and it's possible. She's like, and I might even be able to pay you for it. And this was after I'd asked Spirit to do this for me. So I'm like, sweet. So I get to this conference, and the first day I'm there, one of the major parts of the dream that kicked all of this off, okay, that I had this dream that I was hanging out with some friends. It was nighttime. We were hanging out in a office building that was on sand. But at this point it was nighttime, and there was a dock, and the dock had a bunch of red lights going down it. And at the end of it, there were a bunch of cruise ships. And me and my friends, we were like, jumping around these cruise ships, like looking around, like walking up and down the dock. We were like, wow, this is so much fun. Well, it just so happens that the first day at the conference, I'm hanging out with my friends for the first time on a dock, where the hotel was on a beach. And the dock had a bunch of red lights going down it. And at the end of the dock, there were a bunch of cruise ships parked because, they'd parked all the cruise ships during that time, the pandemic or whatever. Okay. And it hit me. It was like Spirit was like, oh, see, here it is. You know what I'm saying? And I proceeded to basically, I knew already from the dream I knew everything that was about to happen. I knew every feeling that was about to happen. I knew they just kind of, my brain had interpreted it in just a little bit a different way, And at the time when I was having this dream 4 years before that, I thought that makes no sense because I don't even have any friends. So this can't be a possible thing for me, And it just so happened that over the next couple of years, every single conference I was going to, I'd had a dream about it already. I'd already knew what was going to happen. I'd already got to see a little sneak peek of what was going on. So, yeah, I think they were successfully guiding me into a new timeline, to where I could feel happiness again, because I didn't have friends. I didn't know what happiness was anymore. I had a dream at one point where I was in an old house, and a friend was there, and I felt super happy. When I woke up, I realized I didn't even know what that was anymore. I didn't even know that feeling anymore because I hadn't had it in my life for so long. And it was so heartbreaking, and so, that was part of why I was like asking for Spirit, please help me. But my daughter was the real motivation, the real thing that made me want to I just asked God for help. I said, I could see, I said, this little girl is going to go out there and she's going to use my example to be whoever she's going to be, just the same way that I did being a little girl growing up. And God, I need to be the best example for her that I can be, because she deserves more than what I was at the time, in the place that I was at the time. So yeah. So these conferences are really, really special to me. Like, this is where my heart started again. This is where love came back into my life again. Yeah. And I just want as many people, if they have been in that type of situation, which so many of us have, to get back on track. Come and hang out with us. Come get in our heart field. We'll activate you. Okay. Like, come be with like-minded people. Like I said, this fills up my cup so that I can do what I do here without everyone here,
I want to give you a hug.
I know, right? Cyber hug. That particular place too. I think that's the last time I saw you. It was in Grafton in 2022. So I didn't go last year. Last year and this year, May is horrible. It's all our plays. I can't leave the center. So that's why I'm not there again. The first one, Remember, Abby, Tanya, and I got there
Yes.
early, a couple days early, and we stayed a couple days late. We're gridding the place. We're like activating. We had a contact with a ship. We heard Bigfoots. They had more of an encounter with that than I did. I saw a bunch of fairy little pixelated things in my room and like all these. And then, do you remember the water? Did you ever see my jug? I'd walk around with a gallon of water, people. My lips had like a layer of skin coming. I could not hydrate. I'm like, there's some fucking cold beans
Wow.
here, man, or I'm getting taken in. I wasn't peeing it out. Like I was
Whoa.
chugging water.
You were
Wow.
being
And
like
I got
an
home.
electrical conduit or some sort,
Something was
know?
up. Something was up. Yeah. But I was, gonna be the ticket taker last year. I was very sad of it that, I did
Yeah.
choose this learning center route. So, but
That's
I
awesome.
cheer from afar, and it's a beautiful activating place. So and it'd be
Yeah.
a drive for you, Dustin. Yeah, just a little drive, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's like
Yeah.
yeah. Chicago's
It's
not
like
far
20
from
minutes from
Madison.
St. Louis. So yeah.
Yeah.
I've been kind of
Anyway,
I've been harassing him about it, so he's
She
gonna
has. She's
have
been
to
good.
twisting my
Okay.
arm.
Mhm.
No,
Well, it's
again,
all
I
the
need to go to
people.
these
Yeah.
places because a lot of these people are asking me if I do go to these things, or people do want to meet me and see with the photographs that I have. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm kind of weary if I should take any of these photographs outside my house. You know what I'm saying?
I would
Because
be.
I don't want to get mugged
I know. I
or
would probably
have the
leave them there,
government
I would
swoop
be.
me up
honestly.
and you'd never hear
Yeah,
from me
wouldn't
again.
bring them. Don't
Mhm.
bring
Make
them
some
because
copies.
these
Yeah,
places do bring in a lot of, they bring in all the powerful light, but they also
sure.
bring in the cloaked beings. That's
And
why I always call,
yes.
we have Conscious Life Expo next weekend, and I
Mm.
stopped going for a chunk of time. And last year, I kind of do the whole thing just to loiter in the lobby. And I knew Matthew and Nora were going to be there, and Laura and everybody. So I'm like, I'll just cruise down for the afternoon and just literally walked in the door and was like, oh, hello. And I got to meet some pals and stuff. But I had a chunk of not going because I started going when it started in early 2000 with my mom, and it's like the Star Wars bar. I mean, you just
Oh,
see
cool.
cloaked beings everywhere. You're usually leaving like, oh my God, you're saging your shit. And you're like, my mom would be like, we got hijackers here, coming home.
Shit.
So I went in, I was so strong last year. And I'm like, I just want to go see Matthew. Like, I want to go see some peeps and just like, and I did. I went for just a few hours and went home, and it was enough. And it's next weekend. I'm like, do I? So I'm contemplating. I don't know if you're going, Julia, but at the same time, I'm like, there are so many chances to do these, and I do highly recommend if anyone ever feels a call to anyone in your area, even if there's panels and you're like, I only like or know one person on there. It's not even about the panels, it's the people that attend. That's where I think a lot of the magic happens.
Sure.
So don't miss that call. You might be supposed to meet the people in the audience too. So yeah,
I won't be at
love
that one, but
Boston.
I'm speaking at the one it's going to be in LA in April at the Alien event.
Alien Con?
No.
Con?
No, Alien event. And then I'm going
Alien
to
event.
I think I'm going to Contact in the Desert in
Okay.
June. And then the
I'll come
Alien
see you at
event
the
in
Alien
like
event.
September or October in Vegas.
Yeah, you guys need to hook up if you're in the same state, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
I'll cruise down, and I made a comment on someone, I think Drago's thing. I'm like, locals will come support, but I haven't been to that one yet. And then
Cool.
the Vegas one, there is a spaced out radio one, but I think that's around Grafton time. And I'm like, I could do the drive. Anyway, I'm about meeting the people there. I think you said that hit on the head. Sometimes you'll see the same information, and it's really about meeting up
Right.
there more than
Yeah.
anything. Even for the
Yes.
speakers say the same thing.
Yep. Absolutely. They need
That's
it too.
so
They need the contact with real people that are like-minded just as much as we do, for sure.
no, it's important, and it's kind of weird. Again, like us people are all spread out, and we have no one in our town that thinks alike, or even like wanna. Again, I've a lot of my friends moved away and stuff, but the ones I do hear, they kind of pick and choose when they want to hang out. And I'm busy doing my own thing and doing my own research. I'm just so engaged in the subject, and I like people who are too and like to talk about it, or just like you girls. You girls are all like-minded. I get awesome energy from all of you, and yeah. Again, this is the highlight of my week. I was looking forward to getting all you girls together, and yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah.
Yay!
Yes.
I want to throw out a little Scorpio nugget. I'm gonna throw turd on the
Yes.
table. Those places go to and activate and stuff and meeting others. The same thing applies with meeting. Are you going to meet someone authentic? Because I've gone to Conscious Light, or gone to some places. I'm like, oh, their energy field, you're like, they're not who they say they are on
Sure.
mine. And you're able to like weed shit out. And it gets a little, then your path just gets a little clearer and you get less like, because if you're shining so bright, they can't attach on you. So those places are great because you can get an immediate read on somebody. And you're like, oh, I unsubscribe.
I love that Scorpio, the drop right there. I loved it.
Yeah. You girls have good insight on people you encounter.
So
we cleansed.
Are all three of you Scorpios? Wait a second.
I'm a Scorpio.
A Scorpio. Heidi's a Scorpio.
Wait, I have Mercury and Venus in Scorpio.
You're okay, but you are. What is your?
I'm a Libra.
Oh,
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. Air sign.
I see you shuffling. You got your shuffling going on over there?
I do. I was
let's get some tarot cards going.
Pull a couple cards for you guys.
That'd be awesome.
All right, should we just do like one little collective reading then?
Sure, whatever.
Is that what you
whatever
want?
you want to do. All right, I have tons of time. Everybody's on a time crunch. I have all the time in the world, but if anybody needs to get going soon,
viewers do. They're like, they're still.
I know. I'm like, shit. I got it. I do got to go soon, but
okay, that's fine.
I wish I could stay longer. But
you know what I thought about? You know what I thought about? Like aliens, like that they're like a hot chick. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Like, you guys are these amazing creators and manifestors. You're living in the creatrix, and what you guys want to do with your time or talk about me? Like, of like what?
Well, can you blame them?
These are my thoughts. This came to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is true." Like we are little creator gods, and we're sitting around talking about that. So let's keep that in mind if we're getting a little carried away on the aliens.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's get together and talk about obsessively of like what we could create, with solutions we could create.
There needs to be a meme like that. I can see it already. Something like that. Yes. Why are you so obsessed with me?
Because I need to know.
Yeah, we're the feelers.
Okay.
The feelers. So who's going first?
All right. So we're going to do
we're doing a collective.
Yeah, I'm doing a reading for all three. Well, for the collective, for anyone who sees this, for us here right now, too, obviously. And whoever needs to see this message now and in the future, what does Spirit want to tell us? Please just let us know what it is that we need to know about. Okay. Energies for the next couple weeks. We'll say the next. I usually do about energy for a week out, but we'll just do the next couple weeks. I obsessively shuffle, so I'm sorry. Just hold on one second. Almost done. Okay, what message do we need to know? All right, our first card. Oh, I love it. Okay, I love it. First card we got is the Three of Cups. Which this is exactly what's happening with us right now. We're all, not only that, but we're talking about gatherings and stuff like that. That's exactly what this is. This is a time to celebrate. This is a time to rejoice. This is a time to get together with friends. It can literally be events such as conferences, weddings, holidays, things of that nature. But let's see. I mean, this is just so clear cut. This is us right now. Okay. So, but since we're doing it for energies of the next couple of weeks and stuff like that, let's say you definitely have some celebrating to do. We definitely have some planning to do if we are going to be gathering in a group like this. It could also, for some reason, I'm hearing like if you plan on doing any type of moon ritual stuff like that, like prepare for that now, because you might want to be doing that with a group of friends. The more people you get gathered with the intention of what you want to create, the faster and the more powerful that creation can become. Okay, so that's why, Dustin, even you bringing us here together like this amplifies the energies that we're all bringing to the table to help other people, to help guide them, to help attract them to this this recording that you're going to be posting. Okay, but let's see what else because I always pull 3 cards. Okay, so let's see what else. What other part of the message they want to tell us? What else does Spirit want us to know? Tell us more on this 3 of Cups. What else does Spirit want us to know? Okay. Oh wow. So we got the Lovers here. This is a pretty heavy hitting energy because it's a major arcana energy. So there's a chance if you do go to one of these types of events, you could definitely have the opportunity to find someone that you could really connect with on a very deep and intimate level. Okay, now if we are going to take go outside of just 2 people, like different humans gathering, this could also be like an alchemical union inside yourself, kind of like what I was talking about with the first conference that I went to, where I literally felt like I went through a soul braid walk-in process, you know what I'm saying? And by that event, everything was set up and ready to go to where I was ignited, so to speak, kind of like the 5th element, the end of the 5th element. That's what they always compared it to. So if you're thinking about going to one of these gatherings, okay, like you could very well have some very strong reactions to it. All right, where new love, new connections, new levels of intimacy, deeper levels of intimacy, deeper levels of understanding God and uniting your divine feminine and divine masculine halves. Okay, this is a really beautiful message that's coming through here for us when it comes to this. But let's see the last piece. What's the last little piece that we have to tell us? Okay. What's the last part of the message? What's the last part of the message, guys? Last part of the message. Boop. Okay. Oh, okay. So we got the 8 of Cups. So it might feel like you have to leave it all behind, so to speak, after like you come and you gather and you have this great union and stuff like that. And it could feel like you might be missing something as you turn to leave or whatever. But truly, the 8 of Cups, it looks like there's something missing, but there isn't. Okay, and these are 8 full cups. All right. So when I think about the 8 of Cups right now, as I'm thinking about it, all right, the thing that stops the thing that would make it complete is the 2 of Cups. Okay, so even though and the 2 of Cups is just a lesser version of the Lovers card. So yeah, you might come together, like you might have to go to a conference or celebration. It'll be very joyous. You might make a really powerful connection with someone or even yourself. And yes, you might have to turn around and leave that behind, but it's only going to set you on a journey to find more of yourself. Okay, it's only going to kickstart that 2 of Cups journey, okay, so to speak, which is like sometimes people call it the twin flame journey, right? So, but ultimately, don't try not to focus on what it is that you're leaving behind, because the powerful message behind this card is that your cups are all full. The cups are all there. You might think that they're not. See how it looks like there's one missing, but really you count the cups and they're all there. So you're going to be getting exactly what it is that you need. This is really weird. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me considering everything we were talking about. These are the cards that would come out.
And it's got a little sad ending there.
It feels like it, but at the same time, it's like again, like I was trying to put a spin on it, not to be sad though. Okay, Dustin. Like,
I know. I mean,
I'm like but you have those 8 full cups. That's the thing. Is like even though you're turning around and you're having to leave something behind, the one sorry, it's like not coming out right now. But those things are still there. If you were to turn back around, okay, those cups are still there and they're still full. So it's not something that's leaving your life. Okay. You're just having to take a journey to go do something else in the meantime. Okay. So that is the message that we got for the collective. So considering how much we were talking about that conference, I'm really feeling like that's what it's talking about. It's highly encouraging people to go.
Yeah.
So
I'd say it matched what you were just saying about the conference. That's crazy.
Like
it's kind of crazy, actually.
Whoa. I know. It was really kind of tripping me out a little bit. But yeah, I could pull one card for each of you guys if you'd like me to pull a card for you guys specifically. Sure. Okay, we'll do that then.
Who's first?
We're gonna pull just one card. Who wants to go first? Heidi, Julia?
I'll go last.
Dustin. You'll go last? Okay. We'll go for Dustin first, yeah. So we're reshuffling. Okay. All right, connecting to you, Dustin. Okay. What is spirit? Okay. What is spirit on Dustin? All right, it is. Yep, I see your face. All right, there it is. What is the message? Oh, okay. You got the Empress. Okay, so this is the biggest mother figure that you can get when it comes to this, when it comes to the tarot, all right? But it's like, and so what is she all about? She's all about life, giving life, nurturing, abundance, beautiful things, all right? Things that are ruled by cycles, such as the 12 months, the zodiac signs, you know what I'm saying? She's into that type of stuff. Let me see what else we got. So she's all about like the finer details of getting things she's gonna have herself put together in a way to where she's like every single part you can tell like she took the time to think about it. All right, and she put herself together like that. I'm trying to think there's another thing that was coming through about it real quick. Sometimes they talk so fast that it's hard for me to slow down the message so I can really talk about it. They're drawing my attention to the wheat here at the bottom. So this is something that this person could be coming heavily into your life towards the fall time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Hold on to that message because that's what that reminds me of. And usually I don't go into timetables when it comes to the specific cards, but considering they were really drawing my attention to that, like I feel like this thing's going to come to full fruition. This woman's going to be able to come fully into your life, or this energy is going to be coming fully into your life, where it's like it's big time abundance. Okay, like physical abundance of that stuff, loving abundance. She's a ruler of her own world. She's got her own little, she's got her staff next to her. Okay, so and it's got the spear on top of it, which tells me that that represents the world to me. Okay, so she's someone who has dominion over her own life. Let's see. I think that was it. It's also
That's
about
awesome.
reinvention too. So if we're gonna take this energy for you personally, it's about saying keep reinventing yourself. Okay, keep going forward with those energies because the only thing that can get stagnant is if you do the same things over and over and over again, like that something that worked like a long time ago for you and it created you a lot of abundance in that way. Like you have to make sure you stay current and stay on that one. Okay.
Okay.
Just keep doing that. All right. So that's your card.
Okay, cool.
Justin,
I
you
like
got
that.
that. I like that too. Okay. So Heidi, you're next.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Heidi, look. Oh shit! And the Hierophant tried to pop out there for a second. Okay. So doing what's best for the highest good of all might be some of the energies that are gonna try and fly out at us, but no, let's shuffle some more. Heidi. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you now. Oh my God, and my headphones died. Hold on. I got my second set that I was trying to.
Gemini's worst nightmare. She's like, what? My electronics, the way to
You're gone.
communicate.
You're gone, Heidi.
Because I have some on deck. She's like, I got Moon in Virgo. I'm so mercurial. This is like, I'm prepared.
Oh no. Here we go.
We got it.
I just got to put my other ones on. All right, there it goes. Okay.
Cool.
Come right. All right. See, look at that. We're good.
I can see Gemini's having like packs of AirPods on them, like ammo, where they're like, oh,
I literally
external chargers. They're like, draw.
You're right.
I got my external charger.
You just totally nailed me right there on that one. I literally have two chargers that I used to carry around with me.
Oh, that's
and 2
funny.
sets of headphones. Okay,
That's
so
funny.
all right, now we're on to Heidi. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right,
I'm gonna
there
be
we
right
go.
back. I have to use the restroom real quick.
Oh, that's fine.
Go right for it. Okay, so Heidi. And you can always text me anytime that you want, guys. If you want, I just need to pull a card for you or a couple cards for you. So
Oh.
I do that kind of stuff for my friends. So please, feel free. All right, this is for Heidi. One last shuffle. Oh, and it stopped. Okay, so I don't know if maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck, but that last little shuffle.
Backed
Okay.
up.
Yeah, that might be it. Okay, so let's see.
Oh, Heidi.
Heidi.
I love Heidi.
The ill-timed comic relief.
I love it. You're so dope.
What does Spirit want to tell Heidi? What does Spirit want to tell Heidi? Oop, got it. Okay, so you're really working on something here. You're working on something really, really hard, something physical, something tangible, something in the world that other people are going to be able to see you creating it. Okay. I'm really getting the feeling this has to do with your job right now. Okay. Like it's because this is something that, it's like you're still learning to do it. All right. It can be an apprenticeship card, but it's something that it's like you're really doing it. Like it's really happening. Okay. And when it comes to like when I see like a finish like a race, I always see like certain cars, I'll see like a goal. There's an end goal for you here, right? And you're only about like 1/3 of the way through, right? That's why like with the 3 of Pentacles here, you're just really at the beginning of it, of honing your craft when it comes to this. But the spirit really wants you to know, like, do not stop. Keep going. Because I mean, look at this guy's like building a church, right? He's building a solid place that people can go to, all right, and worship, and that is exactly what you are doing right now. You are creating something. Don't give up. Keep going, because what you're creating is going to stand the test of time. So,
Nice. Thank you.
yeah, not a problem.
Even when
I
my
love that.
tarp fell down. See,
I know,
after
Matt,
I'm like,
that's
gotta
funny
keep
because
going.
I was just popping into
Yeah.
my head. I was like, wow. And here she is, like literally having to like rebuild, aren't you?
That
Having
is
to like
so
rebuild.
funny that
Literally.
you pulled that card,
Like,
right?
wow. I know.
You were
It's
just
crazy how they come.
That's insane.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear.
Yeah, no problem. Now we just
Julia.
need Julia to come back.
Oh, she's back, I think.
Oh, she's here.
Oh, she back? All
I'm
right.
here.
I love Libras, by the way. Like half my family is Libras. Like one of my best friends is a Libra. Like we always seem to get along the best. It's very strange. So
Aw.
Dude, Gemini and Libra, we're just
yeah.
air sign. When 2 air signs come together, we're like,
Yep.
just take it here, there, everywhere. We cover so much, but like as other signs, like watching it, like, whoa, what is this?
We get jealous of you guys.
Yeah. These serious Scorpios over here, but I love Scorpios though too. Geminis and Scorpios get a really bad rap in the zodiac.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah,
I've
what the
always
hell?
They're like, we're the
Scorpios.
villains? What?
I know.
Me and
It doesn't
Heidi.
even make
No
sense.
We have a dark side.
They're just really intense, you know what I'm saying? And they don't like, from what I remember anyway, they don't really like head-on confrontation. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you'd much rather go a little bit
I'm a
around it
pacifist.
somehow, you know?
I don't like drama. That's funny you said that. It's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna tune in now. Tuning in. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Connected. Okay, this is Julia. What would Spirit like to tell Julia? Anything Spirit? Julia. I'm saying you're a real hard worker. Okay, let's see. And keep going. Yes. Julia. What message does Julia need to hear? What is a simple one card, guys? Julia. Boop. Oh, wow. Okay. So you got the 2 of Rods. which I'll tell you something really kind of cool about this card. This card is, according to Aleister Crowley, he said that this was the most powerful card in the tarot deck. Okay, because what this card represents, all right, is you having full control and dominion over your own world. All right, so the actions that you take, like you know what you want, or if make sure you know what you want, because whatever it is that you're taking actions towards, you're going to get it. So make sure you can kind of see a little bit ahead about what it is that you're really trying to manifest or get, because you're going to get it. You know, so if you're not really looking too far ahead, then you're not really gonna, you could accidentally create something that maybe have a little bit of unintended results, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But also the Two of Rods is like, sometimes it can be trying to make a decision between two actions. Like, let's say there's like two choices that you have to make.
Libra's worst nightmare. What?
Yeah,
you want me
right?
to make a
Oh,
decision? We're like,
decisions. Oh, I know,
decision.
right?
Like, it's like, God, it bothers me. Like, I'm not proud of it. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, Julia, just make it really. And
Make a
it's like,
decision.
oh my God.
Well, the good news about this decision, or whatever it is that you're trying to decide between, is that you really already do know what it is deep down inside, and you need to search your heart and realize what that choice is, because you're already holding the rock. He's already holding it. Okay? Like, he's got his world in one hand, he's got the rod that he's chosen to take in the other hand. So deep down, you know, okay? And he's kind of off looking in the distance at that other rod, like, okay, you know, I could have made that other choice, but no, I've made this one, and I'm going to follow through with it. And yeah, they're just saying that you are a very powerful manifester. They're saying that right off the bat. So I'm just trying to see if they're going to draw my attention to anything else on the card, which they are. They're drawing into the sleeve, those flowers. This could be really random and off, but I don't know if you have a certain emblem or like a signature of some sort. It's like you do have one, is what they're saying. Like, you have an energy frequency signature that is innocent and fulfilling. It's like coming into its own. It's blossoming like a flower right now. So just know, like, that this is I'm just getting really, really good vibes from this all around. Like, you need to keep going forward with whatever it is you're doing, because you're taking that frequency, that signature. Like, it's like I see people behind, like, oh my God, it's just like how you were talking about with the ancestors and the people, they're all behind you and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they really are. You're like leading the charge. Like,
So cool.
you're going forward. So that is the energy that we have for you coming up here.
Wow.
Okay. Like, you do know what you know. If there's a decision to be made, truly, you've already made it. Just keep going forward. You got this.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I could
Yeah,
see
no
that.
problem.
I could definitely see that in you, Julia. That's really cool. Wow. Again,
Well,
I'm blown away with your tarot card reading, because we had you on the first time and you read me and Daniel's, and we just
I
had a conversation
remember.
before we started, and you just like told us the whole conversation we had just before that, and we are just jaw dropped, like, what? What the fuck?
I remember that. It was so
Yeah,
much fun.
that was really
I can
cool.
tell. I can tell when spirit really starts to go through me, because I start getting real, like, shaky on the inside,
Oh, really?
and that's what was just happening really strong for Julia's reading. Not that your guys' readings was less powerful,
Dude,
but
okay, so
there's something coming
last
through
night,
you. Yeah.
that's interesting, because last night I did okay, I thought our show today was yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Julia,
I'm like,
no.
why is it? Where's the link? Like, where's the? Why come he
I
hasn't
was
sent it
hoping
to
that
me
you were.
yet?
Yeah.
I went to go message him, and then I'm like, I look at the schedule, like, oh, I don't know why I thought that. I thought that instead of the third, I thought it was the second, and then I was like, oh, I'm 24 hours early. So then I had reached out to Jason Verbelli, and we had done a show on like living structured water and nano bubbles, which is elevated. So I had reached out to him, and so we did a show, an impromptu show, since I was wrong about this show, and it was discussing John Searle, who created this, like, anti-gravity tech that like is 0 point energy, and we're talking about this, and so last night when I'm doing the show, like I'm trembling. There's such high energy coming through me. I'm like trembling. Like I've experienced this before, but it's always
Wow.
very, it doesn't happen a ton of times. It's like blue moon stuff. So I was
Yes.
like, so I'm trembling. And I was like, but it's elevated. And so I was
It's
like,
a
wow, this
good,
is like a
yes.
powerful subject. Then, so I end it was happening and I thought it would die down. I'm like, this is going on a long time. It was like, I hope he doesn't think I'm like, I don't know how it's going to come across on camera. I'm like trembling. Like, what? This girl doesn't have heat or what is she on? I don't know. So then I was like, so then so then the show ends, which is, it was so, the thing is he's talking about this guy who was brilliant. He was a savant and he had visions. Like it was all the subjects I'm interested in. Like he had visions. It showed him this thing in a vision. And he explains the vision about the ladder and he goes up there and it was very symbolic because spirit is so symbolic and it's so powerful. And sometimes people get lost in the sauce on translating. So he goes up and the way it was showing, like when you stand in the circle, like it was very like it wasn't super direct but he decoded that and used that to this invention, like to this thing that he created and with magnets and it's powerful and to the thing like like blew through the roof, levitated. I'm doing a horrible job explaining this. I'm just kind of running through the key points, but the point is he uses visions and created this thing, like, and he passed away penniless, like, in like 2019 or 2018. But like I was like feeling the energy like of him and like things involved with these subjects. And so I get off of the show because I don't know if you guys, you probably don't know this. There's like a white owl that goes where I go, like different cities, different thing. There's white owls. Like, I'm not kidding. And I have video if you're on my
There's
social
your
media.
owl right
I always get
there.
excited.
It just follows
Oh
you
my God. See
right there.
I did not
the
know
Harry
about
Potter
your
owl.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, so there's this white owl that goes where I go. And so I get off of I'm trembling still, I shut the computer and I hear ooh, ooh. And I was like, oh my God, and I run to my windows, white owl. But like how, when I finally launched my YouTube channel, there was like two white owls right when I did like an interview with Osmanagic. So he's in Bosnia. Like I didn't get done till like 3 a.m. I like, end it. And then there's two white owls outside of my window. I'm like, what confirmation? Like the timing.
Fuck?
And each time it's like significant, but I was trembling for so long that night. So when she's saying this and, like it's just,
That I'm so glad I freaking said that. I wasn't going to even verbalize
no, I'm
that I was
glad that you
feeling
did.
that
This
way,
is
but
just
I'm glad I
confirmation.
did. That's
Like
way
say what comes
confirmation.
to you,
Yes, yes. Thank you. That's helping me too because I get nervous sometimes. Like that's not really making sense to me, but whatever. I'm gonna freaking say it. But
And that's the
yes,
thing
yes.
about this guy too, like his thing, and that's what I thought was important and significant to bring him up is that he had this vision. It didn't say, "Hey, bro, get the magnets and get the copper and like spin it here, like and make these whole." It was very cryptic and coded, and so a lot of the times we're giving these advanced, information, and it just that's why we're the clear and concise, the clarity and trying not to do too much sugar or alcohol or drugs or whatever. Parasite just helps that clarity and like helps you decode it and stuff. And like that was inspirational for me totally of like being able to like do something so profound with your visions and stuff. And we all need to start tapping into that, especially this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
But I'm so glad to have met you guys. Like, thank you so much. This was wonderful.
Yes. No, I
I
thought
agree.
Good job,
this is
Dustin.
perfect.
We
Yes.
couldn't get in. We couldn't get physically into like an event, but it felt similar of like being able to like from the jump, like we were like so vulnerable of like, what about this? What like we like of showing ourselves in our struggles from the get go,
Sure.
and that's so important.
I think so too. That is so, I'm down to do this again to have all three of your girls back and just to kick the shit. Cause I think this, again, I think we all need this. We all do
Yes.
get lonely and, it's the like-mindedness. This kind of gets us again that we're so comfortable. Like what Julia just said, she just felt so welcomed and it helps to have you two girls who are so bubbly and lovely. And yes, awesome.
I'm
so
so
awesome.
happy to be a SoCal girl. So We need to meet you down in SoCal sometime. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
please.
you
I want you
for
girls
the
to hook up.
intro, Dustin.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
please hook up.
exciting. And I can't wait to see you again too, Aurora. It'll line up. Something will line up.
Something
It'll make it
will.
work. Yeah.
All right.
It'll work.
Well, hey, let me
I
stop
just-
the recording here, and we can chit chat for a little bit longer before we all leave here. All right. So
Bye.
everyone say goodbye.
Bye, guys.